Nancy Di Nino here, and I have someone special and dear to me, not only a friend, but someone that is a role model to all those men out there who often feel like the pressure's on their shoulders and they let themselves go. But after 30, you can still have your best body. So I am here with Nicko D. Moo. I'm going to say I'm terrible. He's like said it 3 times.
You almost had it.
I almost had it. Where's
Yeah.
the last syllable?
Do my dog.
D. Moo Daho. And what is your background?
That's Filipino.
Filipino.
Yeah.
You know, everybody says like Hawaiian, everybody's like kind of guessing, but
I get
it's
Hawaiian.
like, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I'm so happy that you're here with me today. You know, it's funny because sometimes the internet, it just leaves us so far, but when you bring everybody together, it's just amazing. But I wanted to really speak to you in person because, you know, so many people have like asked, how do you do it? Like, you literally have yourself, you have your 3 children, you've competed, and it's like, well, how did you manage all of this? And, you know, you've turned this into, you know, a business for you. You're an entrepreneur, and now you're passing along that knowledge to other men that are over 30 that have been struggling with themselves. But, you know, first, let's just start with you from like, how did you even get into fitness?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for having me, Nancy. I
Oh.
really appreciate you taking the time with meeting me. I was super excited to come all this way here. And what got me into it, I first started watching YouTube videos of people competing in men's physique. I was following Steve Cook.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh, Steve Cook, yes,
Yeah,
yep.
Steve Cook's Folger Nation. It was really entertaining and got me really into going to the gym and working out. And when I started seeing progress, it started to become addicting. And at some point, I realized that doing a show is attainable. You know, it's not out of this world. I went to a show and watched it in person, and I saw the people there, and they're all real people just like me. And I thought I could do this too. So I took the shot. I hired a coach, and for 12 weeks, I prepped for this show. And growing up, I've always been like really shy. So this was my first uh, public event where I'm in front of all these people. In just a pair of shorts. So it was to kill that fear and just become a new person. And when I stepped on stage, it was the most addicting feeling that I've ever had. It was a huge eye opener of what I can truly make happen with my own 2 hands, with hard work and dedication. And I fell in love with not just men's physique and bodybuilding, but just health and fitness in general.
And from there, I guess once you became addicted, you started to further educate yourself, and now you've just blown up. Like you've been featured in Forbes and Apple News and Fox TV, a bunch of other accolades you have. But how did you transition from the stage to, now you're this well-renowned entrepreneur, and like how did you manage to transition that over to now coaching other people just like you?
Yeah, well, it was a very long journey. I started more than 10 years now since I did that very first show. And right off the bat, I realized my passion wasn't helping other people to feel as good as I did. When I overcame a challenge that once felt impossible, I felt like I could accomplish anything. I could rule the world, So I wanted to give that to other people. And for the past 10 years, I've just been educating myself more on health, in exercise science, in nutrition, and the best practices, what doesn't work, what does work. And luckily, people have trusted me to improve their health and fitness. And when I get a new client, I just take it very seriously because this is a person who could fall in love with this journey the same way that I did. And they benefit this for the next 30, 40, 50 years of their lives. Or I could mess this up and they hate this and they stop working out for the next 10, 20 years of their life. So I take my job very seriously, and every opportunity is to help a brother out who wants to be the best version for himself, his wife, his kids. So I just take it very seriously, and I've been taking it seriously for the past 10 years.
Well, and I think with you, and for those out there, it's the ability for your clients to resonate and relate to you. Even now, here you are running a business and you have 3 young children. And what advice do you have to other men that have been struggling and trying to get themselves back on the forefront of their goals?
Yeah, so honestly, when a dad tries to get back into shape, you've got time constraints, you've got lack of sleep, you're older, and everything just feels harder than
Yeah.
when you started in your 20s. So the things that worked before aren't going to work now. As much as we would like that to be the case, it's just not realistic to assume you could be in the gym 6 days a week and recover just as fast as you did when you had 8 hours of sleep and you could spend all day in the gym and
Oh,
time your meals, eat 6 meals a day. Like it's not realistic with a 9 to 5 or a business to run or a family that you need to spend time with. So I think men need to come to the realization that the process needs to change. And when they come to that realization, then it becomes simpler because you stop trying to just outwork a poor diet, you start trying to outwork
very
a
well
poor
said.
training program, and you start to take a more meticulous and smarter approach to training instead of just doing more, doing more.
So when a client comes to you, is it more that, they say they're busy, you do customized, training and nutrition, and I'm sure there's families that are training or sorry, traveling. So
Mm.
are you teaching them how to navigate, life through these vacations and long hours at work?
Yeah, so when a client comes to me, a lot of the times they have some good habits already in place. Like they're training 4 times a week for an hour, 5 times even, and they're eating clean, they're eating healthy, they're eating good sources of food, and they're intentional about increasing their protein intake. So they have a good foundation in place, but the details aren't there. They don't know exactly how many calories or carbs or fats they need
Oh,
to be having.
most definitely.
They don't know what meal timing is going to help best with their energy levels and their blood sugar spikes and managing their hunger levels and their cravings. So they unintentionally end up overeating or just putting themselves in a surplus, a small surplus, where now they're getting stronger, but the results in the mirror with getting leaner just aren't happening. So a lot of the men just need small adjustments made to their training and to their nutrition plans. And we just take what's working well and then continue doing what's working well and then start introducing new habits that can build off of that.
I love that. I mean, if you're not reinventing the wheel, and I think a lot of people come thinking, "Oh my God, I'm going to get some, you know, outrageous plan that I'm not going to be able to follow." But
Mm,
you're working with each individual client and their lifestyle, and more so, I thought of this myself when I thought about myself, and you said it when you started out. You said, "I hired a coach."
yep.
And the importance of having structure, strategy, a plan, and someone to hold you accountable comes from a coach.
Mm.
It doesn't matter if you're Michael Jordan or if you're Tiger Woods. It doesn't matter. We all need accountability for success. And would you find that there's greater success because you're so involved with the men that you're working with?
100%. So the men that I work with, they're typically like entrepreneurs or C-level executives, just very high income, high stress environments that they are in. Their positions, they've worked to rise through the ranks in their industries, in their careers for the past 20 years. Like these men are hardworking guys. So naturally for them, when they want to see results in the mirror, they think of doing more and they want to do more. And then what's different about my role as a coach is unlike some other coaches who need to force their clients to do more, I find myself in a position where I need to tell my clients, you got to do a little bit
Slow
less. You
down.
got to chill out, man, because you've got a wife and kids that you need to be showing up for.
And when the kids don't sleep, what happens,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
you're only getting like 5 hours of sleep. You need to recover. We need to take time and rest, and we need to introduce more food and reverse diet and increase your calories and get more nutrients into your body before we can start going as hard as you want to be going. So the men that I work with, they need that accountability to stay on track, to hold back when they need to, and then go hard when they need to, instead of just trying to scale up and go and do more and more and more.
I like that. And giving yourself grace to understand that you just got to manage your timeline, right?
Mm,
We all have a time where we're like feeling stronger in life and then stuff happens, right? So it's about
mhm,
being able to, like, it's not linear. You're always going to have those waves.
yeah.
What would you think that, men come to you and I'm sure you get men that come to you like, "Bro, I'm burnt out.
Yeah.
Nicko, like, what am I supposed to do now?" Like, so if someone comes to you in that position, where would you start them off, or what advice do you give them to have them keep going?
Yeah, so when somebody comes to me already burnt out, we need to take a look at what they're doing with their training and then scale it slightly back. And most likely, they are also under eating. So we need to scale that up. So we need to get that balance of getting the training down so that they can recover from a training program that is possible to recover from with lack of sleep, and then get their calories up so their body is now being fueled and being provided with the nutrients it needs to recover even better from these workouts. So that's the first step. And before we can make anything else happen, that needs to happen mentally for them to understand. Like, more isn't always better.
And it's not. How do you monitor? Obviously, you're coaching men all over the world. How are you able to like monitor their progress appropriately? I
Oh,
know
yeah.
that you have an app, and I'm sure like to manage all those clients, but there must be some sort of biometrics or check-ins for you to be able to monitor their progress and make adjustments.
Yes. So with the training, we have them input their progress so we can see exactly what their performance looks like with how many reps, how many sets, what weights they're using. And myself and my team, we can see the trends with whether they're progressing in
Yes.
strength or reducing their strength, and whether they are recovering fast enough. Like, that's a good indicator if they are recovering from the volume that they're doing, or they need to scale it back. And then with the diet, our clients all have a custom tailored nutrition plan. So they know exactly what to do there. We aren't meticulous about having them track everything. We just trust that they are following the plans and telling us the truth if they're deviating. Because that relationship between a client and a coach needs to be an authentic, open relationship where they can communicate freely to let us know what's going wrong so we can help them to do what will work and what will go
Right.
well.
And feeling like you're not judging them just because something happened,
Yeah,
right? It's like,
exactly.
okay, we're accepting, let's move on.
Exactly.
Right?
And that way we can make decisions based off of data instead of emotions. And the men that I work with, they value that because that's how they approach their careers, the businesses that they run. They are very analytical, and that's what we look at. It's just the data. What does the number on the scale say this day? What does it say this day? What does it say this day? What did the trends look like? And then with the calories, what do those look like? What does it look like with your training volume, with what you're lifting? And then we have them assess their sleep, their hydration, their recovery, their energy levels, their discipline
That's like a
levels, their stress
fulsome,
levels.
and those biometrics are so important. Like it's not just about a number on the scale. And the fact that you're doing such a fulsome review with these men that are working long hours, stress is such a big indicator, and lack of sleep. So you can
Mhm.
have a perfect diet, as you know,
Yep.
perfect nutrition and perfect training. But if nothing's changing, then you have to go back and look at your stress levels, your recovery, and your sleep.
Exactly, because if I have a perfectly optimal plan for somebody who is perfectly healthy, has the best lifestyle, no stress whatsoever, and can spend all the time in the gym and eat 6 meals a
Yeah.
day, then it's going to be laid out optimally. But if somebody's coming to me and their intake form shows me that their recovery is not great, they are very excessively sore, they're not sleeping well, their stress levels are very high at work, those are all indicators that this person won't be able to work this plan to the best of his ability. So it might be the best plan on paper, but it's not the best plan for this man right now.
Said it perfectly. And how many times do we say that we underestimate what the most important things at the foundational level can be,
Mm.
right? So, on another note, how does Nicko want to be known in the world as?
Ooh, that's a big question.
That's a big question. I know. If you were to think about first from a business or an entrepreneur, and then I want to know how does Nicko want to be known for with personally?
Okay, well, professionally, when it comes to Goal Crusher, my business, I want it to be known as the coaching program for men in their 30s, 40s, and 50s who have a lot of career success, like highly ambitious men who are entrepreneurs, C-level executives, and they want to create the same level of success with their health and fitness goals as they have with their career goals. And right now, we're moving in the right direction. The clients that I work with are highly successful men all over the world. They tell me stories of the businesses that they've scaled and where they're traveling to with their families next. And it's incredible what they do. And to give them the energy to do more with their health and fitness allows them to do even more with their professional goals. And it's incredible to see them thrive when they thrive physically with their health. So that's really fun to me. I want to be known as the coach who can help men do that and just get more out of what they're already doing. But personally, it's gonna come down to like my family. I just want to be known to my kids as the dad who was always there for them when they needed him, and taught them the values that allow them to live a happy, healthy, and faithful life. You know, I'm big in to spirituality, and I believe in God, and I want my children to share those values as they grow older, so that when I'm gone, they know what they're doing with their lives, they know what they're doing with their health and fitness, they know what they're doing with their faith, and they can be successful with or without me anymore.
And the two things really do go hand in hand, because who you are personally, reflects on every aspect of your life. You're a person with integrity, you work hard, those core principles, and they carry personally and professionally. And I think whether it be your family, your children, or your clients, they all see that in you, and it's radiating that there is a passion there and that you're living it with them every day. And that's so evident. Before we wrap up, I want to have some fun with you here, though. Some
Okay.
some impromptus. Okay, let's find out more about Nicko.
Okay.
Favorite go-to meal?
Go-to meal. Oh, salmon, like honey maple glazed salmon.
That's too healthy for me.
Oh, it's so good though. It's so sweet and like caramelized. I could have like 2 or 3 of those in a day.
Oh my gosh.
It's so good.
I'm expecting pizza or something like that.
Go-to cheat meal would be different. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Go-to cheat meal.
Well, I live out in New Brunswick right now, so food is limited. It's not great.
That's hard.
Yeah. So pizza is the go-to because like
There's no Pizza Nova 011, whatever the number.
there's no delivery to where I live.
Oh my
I
gosh.
have to physically get out of my house to drive to the pizza place. This is how I stay in shape.
There's no Costco there, is there?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
There
no
you go. This is like role model 101. Like when you don't even have those big box stores like Walmart and Costco, and you're
We got
still
a Walmart.
managing.
We have a Walmart.
Oh, you have a Walmart, but still, that's in essence right there. Kudos to you. That's great. So, biggest pet peeve?
Pet peeve? Like in what context though? Like with
Just in life.
life?
I know mine.
What's yours?
People, like for me, it's lineups. People that are just so they're so rude. And then 1, 2 is lineups. I hate lineups. I can't do lineups.
Is that bad?
I can't do
You must hate
Instacart.
traffic out here.
Oh, traffic is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Okay, pet peeve in the gym. Let's go there. Pet peeve in the gym.
Oh.
That must be a whole bunch.
I don't know. It's not that bad. I mean, like I go to a gym where people are pretty friendly and put away their weights, so it's not that big of a deal for me. Yeah. I live a pretty chill life, so nothing really stresses me out too much.
If you could define yourself in one word, what would it be? That's a hard one. Pick
One
word
word?
or phrase.
Phrase? I don't know. One word.
I would say for you, well, it's too down to earth and honest.
Oh yeah? Oh, those are nice.
Yes.
I wouldn't have said that.
I know they're tough questions on the spot because I'd be like, what? Well, thank you so much for joining me here today. I mean, it just goes to show that anything is possible. And you are sometimes I look at you and I'm like, I'm tired when I see you playing with your kids on social media and having so much fun, but still, that other aspect of taking that time to make sure that you put yourself first and not feeling guilty about it. And I know that, between men and women, sometimes they feel guilty, and it's not being selfish. It's about prioritizing your health so you can be better for those around you.
I couldn't agree with you more there, Nancy.
Yeah, so thank you so much. And we're going to be following you on IG. Awesome. Right here.
We did it.
Right here. We did it.